Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Final Fantasy II Pixel Remastered. I am Marusu, and today we're fighting a sprinter. Never fails to amaze me. The amount of times I get into a fight when I'm trying to do my opening. Look at that MP on Maria. It's pretty good. All right, so today we got to do something about the Dreadnought. We failed to stop the completion of the Dreadnought. It's now running amok, blowing up cities. So we need to go back to Altair, but we need to make a pit stop and talk to Sid real quick in Poft. I mean, we have to go to Poft anyways to get on the boat, but oh, I thought I made that multi-target. My bad. Oh. Yeah, I didn't show that, but if you press left and right, you can have them defend, which will increase their defenses for the turn. It's useful if you're running low on HP or you have nothing else for them to do. You can change their row if you want to, or you can just run away. And we'll be here smacking people with the stick. Alright, so we gotta make our way back to Poft. Get ambushed by goblins. It's a goblin slayer when we need them. You can free this world of goblins. Alright, get back to Poft. Get in there. No more fights. Come on, goblins. Leave me alone. Alright. There we go. Alright. Yeah. This place has seen better days. It's pretty nasty. We're gonna be Guy for this episode. I'm trying to swap my people around at least a little bit. Give everyone a time to shine. I'll probably swap them every single episode from this point forwards. All right, so we want to talk to Sid. You want the airship, you have to pay the guy behind me. All right, so we want to ask him about the Dreadnought. What do you want to do? What you want to do is blow the thing up. Do that, and you can bring down the whole overgrown tub. Oh, there we go. Airships are powered by Sunfire. I'm sure the Dreadnought's no different. Yeah, so you want to ask him about the Dreadnought, then ask him about airships. So you can learn Sunfire, then ask him about Sunfire. Control of Sunfire is a tricky business. Let the flames get too high, you got a runaway on your hands. The engine will blow sky high. All right, so I found out that the red is what you can ask. Like, he has no information about anything that's white. The red is what you can ask. Yeah. Controlling Sunfire is a tricky business. Let the flames get too high and you get a runaway on your hands. The engine will blow sky high. Yeah. Pretty sure that's... Yeah. Okay. Yeah, and that's all you can do with that. You learned about Sunfire. All right, now we need to go report back to Hilda. Let's talk to this guy. Spend more money for a boat. These ferrymen are they're making a living off of me and me alone. How much money did I spend on these guys already? Been back and forth like 20 times at this point. Row, row, row your boat. Okay. Hornet. Go away. Bugs don't like ice. Probably. Alright, go back here. This city's seen better days. Everything's bombed. Everyone's gone inside. Going to go in here. Yeah, everyone took shelter inside of here. I don't think they say anything different. Oh, yeah, the dreadnought attacked, but at least our hideout is still safe. Everybody who was outside is dead. Well, that's not good. If we don't destroy the dreadnought, the casualties will only mount. No, Scott can't be dead. We need him. He's the only Prince of Kashwan left. They say Scott Gordon. Scott's the one that already died. Gordon's dead. No, not Gordon. Right? Yes. The coward that was outside. I'm getting them mixed up. Alright, so talk to Hilda. Many were wounded in the Dreadnought's attack. The shock had even caused my father's condition to take a turn for the worse. I hate that my father has to see this. He knows his death is near. Is there nothing we can do, Menwu? All those who live must someday die. It is our fate. Still, it is my duty as a white wizard to ease the pain of those who suffer. I shall remain here and devote myself to the care of the wounded. I take my leave of you. The fate of the world rests with you, Furion. Waste no time in destroying the Dreadnought. Alright, so Minwu will leave the party at this point. If you want, you can unequip him before this point, and you can then just sell all of his equipment for some extra gil. I am not going to be doing that because I don't want to spoil when people leave parties. I will easily just grind for gil if I need it. I don't need to sell their equipment. I'll be fine. I scribble. Sunfire is the crest of the kingdom of Kashwan. Its flame still burns on the ground floor of Kashwan Keep. Scott and Gordon have told me many stories concerning the flame. Okay, yeah, so I was right, yeah. Scott is the one that died. Gordon is the coward. Gordon was outside. Hopefully he's okay. He's the only Prince of Kashwan left. The finer points of the tale are not known to me. However, I seem to recall that the flame cannot be held in just any torch. Sid told us that we might be able to use Sunfire to destroy the Dreadnought. Then there is no time to waste. You must depart to Kashwan Keep at once. If you hire Sid's airship, the journey should not take long. That leaves only one question. What can you use to bring the Sunfire back? What can we use? Well, let's go see if the king has any information for us. King, I know you're dying, but I have to interrogate you. So many perished in Dreadnought's attack. Perhaps it would be best if we surrender to the Empire. Scott sealed the gates of Kashwan to protect the Sunfire in the event they were defeated in battle. You would need the Goddess's Bell to break the seal. Learn about the Goddess's Bell? Ask about the Goddess's Bell. The whereabouts of the bell are known only to the Kashwan royal family. What do you say about it? Okay. Alright, so now that we have the information on the Goddess's Bell, we want to go back and talk to Hilda. Sorry about that. Mild interference. Alright. You want to talk to Hilda? Sorry, people are wandering around right now. They distracted me. My father's condition has improved a great deal thanks to Minwu. He was healing him for 5 seconds. Like 5 minutes at max. How powerful is Minwu? Alright, let's ask you about the Goddess Bell. I've heard Scott and Gordon mention the bell. The gates of Kashwan Keep only open only to the voice of Kashwan or the ringing of that bell. The bell rests deep within a cavern on the snow plains. It will not be easy to retrieve. So it is your intention to enter the snow cavern? Very well. If only Gordon were here, there would be no need for you to risk such danger. But he isn't, so you must. There is nothing I can do but pray for your success. Joseph knows the snow plains like the back of his hand. You should seek his counsel. Alright, and with that, now we have to go back and talk to Joseph. Move, cowboy. All right, so now we have to pay the ferryman more money. And get back up to Solomon and get into more fights. Yep, and I'm down a party member. Woot. So I'll meet you all back at Salaman. It'll take me a hot minute to get all the way up there. All right, and we're back. Now I'm in Salaman. Also, I want to take this moment to apologize for all the interruptions. My recording setup is not very optimal, so when people start wandering around and opening up doors and stuff like that, it distracts me a little bit, and B, my microphone might be able to pick up a lot of that noise. I've been trying my best to like cut out all the interference, but I do have a bit of people in my house, and everyone just came home right now, but they all scattered to different parts of the house. So I'm doing my best to try to cut all the interference out. All right. Oh, you just say the same thing? All right. So we need to talk to Joseph. First thing I want to do, though, is I want to go get magic. Now, unlike I did in Final Fantasy 1, if you watch my playthrough, I basically bought every magic until I was full up on my mages. I'm not going to do that in this game. I'm only going to buy the magics that I absolutely want, because I'm not going to be using magic too terribly often, with the exception of Maria. And I'm only going to be using the magics that I care to use, like fire, blizzard, thunder. Like sap, I would say sap is only useful if you're planning on grinding your MP, right? So I'm probably going to buy that at some point, because if I get to a point where it's like, oh, my spells are getting too high, but my MP is not getting up too much, I might have to grind my MP up a little bit. So I might get that at some point. Warp, I'm probably never going to use. I mean, maybe, because teleport doesn't get you out of every dungeon. There is a couple of dungeons in this game that teleport doesn't take you out of. You cannot leave certain dungeons with teleport. Warp might be helpful at getting you closer to the entrance, so you don't have to backtrack as much. So I might get warp at a later time, but as of right now, the only one I really care about is life, because nothing beats being able to bring your people back from death. I tried really hard not to make a brain rot meme on that one. Anyone who's been on the internet knows what meme I'm talking about. It lives rent free in my head, and it's hilarious to me. All right, I should rest. Move. I'll talk to people in a little bit. They have new things to say now that all the guys are back from Summit Falls. All right, take a nap. Guy. That's how I imagine Guy sleeps. Our husbands are back safe and sound, and we have you to thank for it. Take the mithril to Altair and give the princess as soon and give it to the. I already did that. Guess that's your clue to go back to Altair. I mean, if Hilda asking for the mithril to earlier on in the game wasn't clue enough to go back and give it to her. Thank you so much. We owe our freedom to you. What are these voices I'm giving people? There's no way to cross the snow on foot. You'll need a snowcraft. I've heard that Joseph keeps his snowcraft hidden on the first floor of the caverns of the Simmet Falls. I seem to remember him saying something about a wall near a blue stone, or something like that. Ooh. You, good sir, gave me a lot of information. I'm going to go talk to Joseph. Because even though that guy told me everything I needed to know, I still need to get my information from Joseph. Thank you for saving me. Guy is happy, child is safe. It looks like you managed to save my daughter. Thank you. That cowardly Borgin had been threatening Nelly to give it to me. I am sorry if I keep changing Joseph's voice. I don't remember what I give it to him. Forgive me. If there's anything I could do to help, all you gotta do is ask. I'm gonna ask you about the goddess bell. The only way to reach the snow cavern is on my snowcraft. I keep the snowcraft hidden in the mine. There's a blue stone on the first floor that marks the spot. Sorry, my headphones were a bit crooked. Look behind the stone and to the right. The secret room's there, and the snowcraft is inside. I'm sorry I couldn't help you find that mithril. So I want to make up for that by pitching in now. What are we waiting for? Let's go. And Joseph had joined the party. Alright. Joseph is a monk. He is barehanded. He pummels people with his fists. Like a lot of the coolest people in Final Fantasy does. At this point, I'm pretty sure everyone knows of some of the most famous monks in Final Fantasy. Leave your favorite monk down below in the comments. Let's get a shout out to the monks. Today is the day of the monk. Welcome Joseph to our band of misfits here. With a celebratory of monks. Let's tell me your favorite monks down below. Yeah, he does a lot of damage. My favorite monk. Not to be so generic with my answer, you know, because everybody loves her, but I mean, she is one of my favorite Final Fantasy characters of all time. She's not the favorite. She's probably fourth on the list. Only one other character from her respective game is higher up on the list than her, but the other two is from a completely separate game altogether. But frankly, my favorite monk of all time has to be Tifa. I really like her. I'm a huge Tifa stan. Don't hate me. If you watched my first playthrough of Final Fantasy 1, I have mentioned that Final Fantasy 7 changed my life. It altered my brain chemistry and allowed me to appreciate more about a game, because around that time all I was playing was puzzle-based games or platformers, like Ocarina of Time I played a lot of, but even Ocarina of Time was very generic in its story. It wasn't heavily story-driven, right? There was a story. Obviously there's a story, but it doesn't have a story to the degree that Final Fantasy VII had at that same time, if that makes sense. And when I played Final Fantasy VII, it changed my brain chemistry and got me to appreciate more about a game, right? Now, both Ocarina of Time as well as Final Fantasy VII both have amazing music, outstanding cast of characters, but it was one thing about Final Fantasy VII is like I got to really, really appreciate a more mature type of story, and for me as a kid, it just resonated in my brain. And though I wouldn't say Final Fantasy VII is technically my favorite Final Fantasy game, I do keep it at number one on my list simply because I would not be here right now making this video if it wasn't for Final Fantasy VII. Because through Final Fantasy VII, I got addicted to Final Fantasy. And it was just a rabbit hole from there. I started playing Final Fantasy 8, 9, 10, Kingdom Hearts. Later on, I ended up playing Nier. I played Xenoblade Chronicles. And along that line, I went back and started playing the older Final Fantasy games. I've played 1 and 2 numerous times through the Origins collections and Dawn of Souls. And then I finally I got 3 and 4 3D version on Steam. And then eventually the Pixel Remastered allowed me to play 5 and 6 because I never had a way to play 5 and 6. 5 apparently to this day is still a very difficult game to find, and 6 has only ever been on the I want to say it was only ever on the Super Nintendo. I don't know if it ever got reported to anything. It was on like the Nintendo Classics and stuff like that, like those special consoles that came pre-built with games in there. Final Fantasy VI was on that, but I wasn't going to buy an entirely new console for one game, so I didn't get to play 6 until that. But Final Fantasy VII got me to be the type of story, music, character-based gamer that I am, and because of that, I know I keep saying because of that, but because of that, I am now here making videos because of my love of the series, my love of video games. And through my love of video games, I started getting a certain serotonin and watching other people play games and enjoy the games that I love. I watch a bunch of streamers. I watch a bunch of Let's Players. And seeing them enjoy the games that I love gives me a certain serotonin, and I want to bring that to everyone else. So that's why I am here. You can thank Final Fantasy VII for that. So saying that Tifa is my favorite monk in the series, yeah, sure, it's a bit generic. There's a lot of discrepancies. Well, I want to say discrepancies, but there's a lot of back and forth, a lot of arguments about who's the better monk, Sabine from 6 or Tifa from 7. And frankly, I don't like the whole 6 versus 7 argument. They're both great games in their own regards. This is hot take here, don't hate me. I have my issues with 6. When I play 6, I will tell you my issues with 6, which I personally think are valid criticisms of 6. I also have some criticisms for 7. I have criticisms for all the games. You can't appreciate a game without having some kind of nitpicks or criticisms of a game. If you can't find the flaw in a game, then you're not really a true fan of the game. All right, so yeah, you want to go in this corner. But Joseph is a great monk. Another one of my favorites, which, again, I would put up higher than my second favorite. I would say my second favorite monk would probably be Yang from 4. Still don't like the way his name is pronounced, but that's how they pronounce it in the 3D version, so I'm assuming that's how he's pronounced. But yeah, I like him a lot. Yeah, the last chest that we missed in here is the Snowcraft. The blue diamond was it was placed here as a landmark, so we remembered where the hidden cave was. Joseph turned the key. The small rock jutting out from the wall of passage appears. The Snowcraft is in here. But yeah, leave a comment down below. Who is your favorite monk? Everyone be nice. Don't judge people. Don't start arguments. I will not tolerate people being like, you can criticize and say why you don't like a Final Fantasy game. That is fine. But if you start being nasty about it, or if you start getting into arguments with other people, I will not tolerate that. I want everyone to behave. I want everyone to be nice. Have a civilized conversation in the comments about your favorite monks. And here's a Snowcraft. Another thing in this game that doesn't make sense. How did he put an entire vehicle in a chest? Also, speaking of things in this game that doesn't make sense, I have a pass that apparently allows me to get aboard the Dreadnought. So the evil empire allows random people, especially people that they know to be rebels, onto their warship as long as they have a Disney pass. But yet the guy that the two guys that run the ship from Palamapoft makes me pay Gil every single time. Yeah, cool, I get it. You need to make money in wartime. You know, you got a family to feed. I understand. But I am part of the Rebel Alliance. You can at least let me go for free. I mean, he's probably giving me a discount, but still. Why does the evil empire allow me to get on their boat, on their ship for free, but this guy's making me pay nearly 40 gil? I'm putting his kid through college. All right, so we have the snowcraft. Sorry, I'm going off on tangents here. Yeah, so that snowy area up north, that's our next destination. We need to take the snowcraft up there. We were not able to traverse up there because of the thick snow. We needed the snowcraft in order to do it, which the snowcraft is like the canoe. It is a new form of transportation, but only for that snowy area up north. We'll never use it again in the game. Now, we're going to start heading up that way. That front door is very noisy. I need her MP to start going up. Sorry about that. Another interruption. All right. So now we're on a snowcraft that for some reason has a sail. Ow. Gonna punch this icicle in the face. All right, so this is a new enemy. This is an icicle. It's ice. It's it's weak to fire. Guy's strength went up. Joseph's HP. I need Maria's MP to go up. I mean, it's at 66, which is high, but another interruption. I'm really trying to like. I'm gonna have to cut out all these interruptions if they appear in my my recording. I haven't gotten my microphone, like I haven't fine-tuned the this noise suppression of my microphone to the point that it's not picking up outside noise as much. I got it to a point where it's not picking up everything, but louder or more high-pitched things like my front door where it squeaks, it's still picking up all of that stuff. So I'm still trying to work with it. I think it's because of the microphone being on, like the microphone is part of a headset, so I don't think the microphone is very fine-tuned for noise suppression. I need a better microphone, which I will look forward. I will look into at a future date. But here we have a snowman. They're snow. They don't like fire. They apparently also do not like anyone in my party. Look at that, 316 damage. That is some damage. There's Solomon. 3 more snowmen. Really don't like fire. We just want to go all the way this way. 2 more snowmen. I don't think I was supposed to run into those icicles. Ooh, Joseph's hands went up. These hands are rated E for everybody. Yeah, we got ambushed. Aha. See? See that evasion? Evasion's really good. Now, I don't know if you want to put him in heavy stuff. He doesn't use magic. It doesn't hinder his attack, but I don't know. I'll look into it in between episodes. All right, and here is our destination. All right, that's gonna be right. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. I have to keep checking my my timer. I don't want the episodes to go on too long, and I know I'm gonna end up cutting out some of it because of all the interruptions and the backtracking that I have to keep doing in this game. So I don't want it to go too long, but I also don't want it to be too short. So I'm trying to find the perfect balance, or at least somewhere's in there. Running this dungeon might take a little too long, so we'll do that in the next episode. If you like what I do here, like and subscribe. Again, comment down below your favorite monk in the series, and keep it civilized, people. No arguments. You can have heated debates, but if anyone starts getting nasty, I'm watching you. I'm raiding them all. Got eyes like a hawk. With that being said, we will tackle this dungeon and get the goddess bell in the next episode. Until then, see y'all next time. Take care and bye.